This is the Book Deal Podcast,
where you will discover the inspiring stories of the authors behind your favourite books.
No matter what stage of writing you are at, we've got you covered. I'm Tina Strong.
And I'm Madeline Cleary, and join us as we pull back the curtain of published authors.
One deal at a time.
The Book Deal Podcast acknowledges the traditional owners of the land and waters which it's recorded on, and pays respect to their elders past, present and emerging.
Hi, Tina.
Hi, Natasha. How are you?
I'm so fine.
So fine. Why are we so fine today?
Because we are up on Magnetic Island for a week of sun and writing and cheese and wine. Also mainly writing.
And
mainly writing. But swimming.
Swimming in the pool, swimming in the beach.
I know.
Walking on the sand.
Oh, it's idyllic.
It's idyllic.
It really is paradise.
It is. So Magnetic Island is in northern Queensland.
Yep.
Which is fantastic because it's winter here at the moment, yet we are sitting here in shorts and a singlet and very much enjoying the sunshine.
Yes. I've been for a swim almost every day since we've been here.
And I'm sitting here with wet hair.
Yeah.
Even. So now it does sound luxurious, doesn't it? And we feel very privileged to be here.
Yes.
But it's not just us, we're here with some other writers.
That's true. Yes, there's 5 of us.
And it's all thanks to the Roderick Centre.
Part of the James Cook University.
And it's part of their Writers on the Reef Residency, which we were, not only were we super fortunate enough just in ourselves to be accepted onto the program, but I can't believe that we both got accepted in the same year.
No, it was such a thrill when I saw your face on the shortlist because we hadn't even told each other we'd applied.
No.
So I was like, what? And then the same day that we found out we were shortlisted, we got the phone call. And that was hilarious because I was like, oh my God. I know.
If only Madeline was here.
I know.
I do miss you, Madeline. You would enjoy it very much too.
Yes.
So for this, have you done a residency before?
No, it's my first one.
Yeah, you too. No, this is my first as well. And I think it's going to be a really hard one to beat, I have to say. You can't beat this. I'm literally sitting here. We're sitting here beside the pool. That's at the beach house that we're in. And I'm looking out to the beautiful Horseshoe Bay.
I know.
Oh, we don't even really have words.
We don't.
Just staring.
I know.
We're just looking out. But speaking of words, we have been getting the words down.
Oh, God, yes. So I had a plan to work on a section of this new manuscript that I have. And I genuinely thought, based on how productive I'm at home, because I just hadn't really, really, really realized, which is a stupid thing to say, how much time you get when you don't have to worry about cooking and laundry and chores and working, like day job working. So I had planned to do these 2 new chapters over the course of the whole week, and I've done them in 3 days.
That's
just
incredible.
Amazing. Yes.
Yeah. Is it the vibe as well? And just, being relaxed and the ideas can just flow. And, going for a beautiful walk along the beach is always helpful.
Yes.
To sort out any plot problems.
Yes. Because my setting is on an island in the future. And just walking along the beach, getting a sense of tides, getting a sense of the type of person that might live in an island. I don't know, it's just done wonders. Like you'll hear from Nicole Crowe in a minute. We had a chat to her about the program, and she talks about this importance of place. And I've heard other writers talk about going to somewhere where they are working and writing and how place influences their work. And I knew that theoretically, but being here has just really brought it home. Just the smells, the sights, the sounds, it's incredible.
Yeah, I feel very fortunate. Yeah, it was good having a chat to Nicole because she could tell us all about the, sort of the ins and outs of the residency and what they're looking for. So, it's a really important episode, I think, for all writers who would like to apply for the residency because it is truly amazing. But yeah, talking about place and just making sort of trying to involve that in your story, which is something that they do, or part of the requirements, I guess, is if the manuscript that you're working on while you're here, or the work that you're working on while you're here, does involve a sense of place. And mine didn't originally have an island involved in it at all, the manuscript that I'm working on while I'm here. But now I've decided just to shift the whole thing to an island because it actually really serves the manuscript better. And plus I just love islands as well. So that's going to be, and it gives it another kind of twist, which will be great. So so I've had lots of good writing time as well, and a lot of plotting. Plotting, I don't know, it's not really plotting. I think it's more just getting the story out of my mind and onto the page in a very vomity draft form.
Okay. Yep. So you're actually putting words down.
It's words down, but they need a lot of building up and expansion. But that's fine. It's all part of it, and it's all part of the process.
And was that your plan for the week? Like you wanted to try and get some words in?
Yes, definitely. Because we were talking about this earlier. I think my ideas are sort of quite well formed in my mind before I start putting them down. So it's all just there. I just need to find the time to write it all down. And we've got half a week left on this beautiful island, so I'm excited to see how far I get. So why did you apply for the residency, Natasha?
A couple of reasons. Firstly, I have never been on one. Like I've been away with friends, like writer friends, and paid for retreats. And I just really like the idea of going somewhere I've never been before, having this beautiful uninterrupted time, and having some of it funded by somebody else in a way that there's no, like I couldn't come here to the specific property that we're on and pay for it out of my own pocket. I couldn't do it for the amount of time that we're here. So those were all the reasons. And I've just heard now quite a few friends who have been on residencies, and just hearing the benefit of A, the writing time, B, the thinking time, and also the sheer wonder and joy of being with other writers. And you all just get it, and you don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to ask for time, or I don't know. It's just very different to when you're with family or friends or civilians who don't get it.
Who don't quite understand that, that you could, if you're sitting at the table with your computer in front of you, you could be deep in another world. So it's best just to quietly leave them.
Exactly. What did you like, Tina?
I saw it coming up on social media. It must have been from last year. And I remember just thinking, wow, like that's incredible. Look at these lucky, lucky people that go on these residencies. And I thought, well, maybe that could be me, and then it came around this year, and I thought, because the residency that do, we're talking about place. So they do like the requirements for what you're working on to be heavily involved in place, and also, or islands specifically because it is on an island, or environmental themes. And most of my books are set with environmental themes in them, or kind of at their core. And I thought, well, that's perfect because I've got something that I can submit. I'll see how I go with the applications. So I was truly, really surprised, but really happy to receive the residency. But I applied for it, I think, because also like just the thought of a week away to write.
Exactly.
It almost gives you permission because, you always, like you were saying before, there's always stuff to do at home. Like you always, and I've got kids as well. So there's, your day is just so full, and to just have that uninterrupted time is literally like a dream.
Exactly. Because, even I assume with your kind of commitments, even when you have a block of time, you still have to stop to maybe go pick up children. Drop them off somewhere. So it's never the kind of stretch of time that you hope for.
No, that's right. And you're always thinking, there's always other things to think about.
Exactly.
And sometimes sitting down and writing feels so self-indulgent when you should be doing all these other things. Even feeling a little bit of guilt sometimes. So this is definitely permission to write, think,
Yes.
stare at the wall and think about your plot point, go for a walk and think about your plot point.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And as part of the residency, one of the commitments that we had was to do an event. So we did an event on Thursday night. So it was the second night we were here at Mary Who Books in Townsville. It's a gorgeous little bookshop.
Amazing.
So if you are in the Townsville area, please go and check it out. Katie is the owner and manager of Mary Who. So we did a little event, the five of us, and we had such an amazingly, wonderfully engaged audience, don't you think?
Yes, I agree.
And it just felt really good for me personally to hear Tina and the other writers talk about their work, because we've got 3 poets here as well. And hearing us, or just hearing them talk about the different forms and different genres, I don't know, it just enriched my understanding of how to approach writing. And some of the things that were said were just downright profound.
Oh, profound.
So profound.
I know. Yeah. So, yeah, I think you learn a lot from them as well. But you know what I thought afterwards is, although we write such different styles, fundamentally everybody is coming from a similar place almost, and speaks about writing and how it feels to write.
Yeah.
Very similarly as well, and those feelings. So that was really interesting too. But it was a beautiful bookstore.
It is, yeah.
We chatted to Neil, who from the bookstore as well, and so that was fun.
Who was our host? So Tina, once you go home and once you get back into life and everyday, work, etc., family, what will you be doing differently, or how has this week helped you maybe get momentum back or get back into your manuscript?
Yeah, well, this manuscript I'm working on is brand new words, so I hadn't even started. I mean, I'd done like a sort of a pitch and a really high level synopsis of the whole story. So this was new words, which was super exciting, super exciting and a little bit scary to get those new words down. So this week means that I'll be a good way into it and feeling comfortable with where I am. And so when I get back, I can just keep rolling with that. It is a little bit harder to get started or get to that point when you've only got like an hour a day to write. So that would have taken me so long, months and months, and who knows what comes up in that time, getting around to finishing it. So yeah, I'll be in a good place and I can just keep rolling with it. Yeah.
Nice. I love it.
What about you?
I feel like I've fallen back in love with my manuscript because I've been taking a break from it for a while, and given how much work I will have done by the time we leave, I feel like it's reinvigorated me and renewed my enthusiasm for it, which is great.
It is great. It's beautiful.
Okay, so I think it's time for me to go have a swim.
Yeah, I might go. Are you going to go beach or pool?
Beach.
Yeah, and then it's surely got to be cheese and cocktail time.
Of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Hi, I'm Zaykova, author of Galaxy Grifter, a snarky, high-stakes space opera published by Orbit in June this year. The story centers on Levi, an interstellar con artist. All charm, no conscience. His only real love is his spaceship, Kairos, his symbol of status and freedom, which he's forced to surrender as loan collateral to the most dangerous gang in his quadrant. Desperate to get his ship back by any means necessary, Levi swindles a valuable antimatter tech blueprint from an alien diplomat, which he plans to sell for millions of credits to the highest bidder. To decode the document, he hires Vera, a programmer whose inherited debt keeps her trapped on an asteroid in the galactic backwaters. Certain that Levi is merely using her, she plans to steal the blueprint for her creditors and finally gain her freedom. Their alliance is plagued by fiery tension, betrayals, and an impossible choice when they learn that an alien government intends to use the stolen technology to plan humanity's genocide, and that they will stop at nothing to retrieve their plans. Galaxy Grifter is the first book in the Blackjack Interstellar universe. It's available as an ebook, a paperback, and an audiobook, read by Dan Bittner, an award-winning narrator who does a fantastic job. It often gets compared to Star Wars and Firefly, and readers love to hate the protagonist. Read to find out why. Thank you.
Hi, Nicole Crowe. Welcome to the Book Deal podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, no, it's our absolute pleasure, isn't it, Natasha?
It is. It's a very special episode because Tina and I are here together today from Magnetic Island.
Yes, doing lots of writing.
Yes.
Doing lots of beachy stuff as well, which is incredible. But that's what we've got you here to talk to us about today, Nicole, because we're here at the Writers on the Reef Residency, which is part of the Roderick Centre for Australian Literature and Creative Writing, which is part of James Cook University and run out of James Cook University. And so that's your job, isn't it? That's your main role, is to run this program.
Yes. So we've this is our second year in a row running this competitive residency, and it's just been a real privilege and honour to be able to put this on every year so far for authors to come up north, because people don't often make it up north very often. So it's fabulous up here, and we've got a beautiful beach house on Magnetic Island. So we have 5 authors staying in the beach house for a week with food and everything provided. And so it's a really special opportunity, I think, for writers to come up and experience the, North and far North Queensland, and to have that sacred, really important time away from the real world and the day-to-day slog of life and work and family commitments, etc., and really get away and knuckle down and focus on their creative projects. So yes, it's a fabulous opportunity for authors, and I really enjoy running it every year and meeting the authors and sharing ideas, and it's just a really special experience.
It sure is.
Yes, it's been very special for us.
Definitely.
Got lots of writing done so far.
Yes.
It's been amazing.
Yes. So as you said, Nicole, it's a competitive process. So can you go over how writers can apply and what you're looking for, or the adjudicator's looking for in the applications?
Yeah, so our Writer Centre has a sort of one of our focuses is very place-based. So for anybody who is interested in applying next year, that's kind of a strong element that we look for in applications. Writers who are interested in conservation writing, or islands, the Great Barrier Reef, because the Magnetic Island is situated in the Great Barrier Reef World Heritage Area. So projects that focus on that sort of real kind of strong element of the place of climate change and islands, etc. We look for that, and we also look for a really strong idea of the current project that they intend to work on while they're up here for this 7-day period. So we like a good solid sort of idea of the project, it's not, so try and be specific if you'd like to apply for next year, because that will be really helpful, because we want authors to have a strong direction for their time up here, so that they're maximizing their time and writing as much as they're capable of during that week. That's kind of it. We don't have any particular genres in mind. It's anybody writing a sort of a substantial piece of work or a collection, that's all welcome. Poets, genre, lit fiction, speculative. We're not fussy on genre, as long as if you've got a reasonably strong publication record, whether it be sort of journals or novels or traditional publication or even self-publishing, we look at that too.
Oh my God, sorry, there's a hummingbird
literally at our door.
Oh my God, there's two of them. Oh, are they hummingbirds?
Are they?
No, they're not.
Are they bright, kind of yellow?
Yes.
They're yellow and blue.
Yes.
They're sunbirds.
They're sunbirds. Oh my God.
Yeah.
They are beautiful.
In the window.
They're looking for somewhere to build a nest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They build these funny little hanging. They find like a piece of string or an eave or something, and they connect the top of their nest to that, and it hangs down like a teardrop shape. And they have this little hole so they go into this little teardrop nest. It's very tiny, and they're so cute. They even have like a little visor. They build a little visor on top of their little entry hole into their teardrop nest.
Oh.
And they make their nest out of twigs and leaves and spider webs. They glue it all together with spider webs.
So clever.
They're very cute.
We're just completely
I know, mesmerized.
mesmerized by that. Oh, they're beautiful and hanging around.
Just a taste of what you can get when you're lucky enough to receive a spot at Riders on the Reef.
I just had a follow-up question on what you said, Nicole. So when you said that it helps for writers to be specific, you mean the specificity around how it links to the themes that you're looking for?
Yes, and a strong idea for a project, like being able to express the scope of the project and the goals of the project as well. Yeah, and its links to the natural environment or islands, ecology, climate change, the reef, etc.
Yep. Good tips, good pointers. And yes, I highly recommend everyone apply for this for next year. When does it open? When we start advertising for next year?
Probably early part of next year, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we'll put the call out for applications, and we'll have the application window open for probably 6 to 8 weeks for people to get their applications in. And then we go from there.
Mm-hmm. So the best way for everybody to keep on top of when it opens is maybe to follow the Roderick Centre on social media?
Absolutely. Visit our website, follow our Instagram and Facebook accounts, and all of that information will be available across those platforms when we have firm dates locked in.
Perfect.
So given that this is the second year running, and so next year it'll be the third year of applications, what are some common mistakes that you see that kind of works against writers to be successful?
Some of them are quite random. Like there was one applicant that we received amongst the group that was talking about they described their project as like sci-fi, and about how it was going to be set on Magnetic Island. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. But then when I got into more of the application, there was nothing to suggest that the applicant had ever even been to Magnetic Island or knew anything at all about it. And actually another applicant said, I love the magnetic islands. And I thought that's pretty obvious that they did not really do any sort of research into the residency that they were applying for or where it was located. And there was another applicant that said that they're really interested in the history of like copper mining on Magnetic Island. And there's never been any copper mining on Magnetic Island. So just stuff like that. If you don't know anything about the place, don't pretend that you do, because it'll be really obvious very, very quickly that you're just pulling it out of your bum. Mm-hmm. So don't do that.
And do your research first.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk about Magnetic Island or wherever you're applying for a residency, if it's got a strong place-based element to it, it's fine for you to say that you've never been there and you don't know anything about it, because that's really nice. We want to bring people here. We want people to experience the place. So just be really honest and authentic in your application materials, and that'll put you in good stead.
Very good tip.
Yeah, that's an excellent tip, because people, I guess, do apply for multiple residencies, and you can fall into the trap of using an application for something else, but not checking it properly and making sure the details match what you're looking for.
Yes, exactly. Yes, because we do read them all. We don't have like AI doing its first pass on applicants. We as a small team read every single application. So your application is going to be read by a human. So you don't have to worry about getting culled in the first round by some sort of bot, because that's not the way we operate. So that could be a double-edged sword, because we will spot things that are like weird and inaccurate. And if you're pretending that you know all about the place, we're going to spot that immediately. And it's probably going to put you at the bottom of the list. Mm-hmm. But yeah, we appreciate authenticity in our applications.
Yep. So Nicole, your job with the Roderick Centre and the residency is all about helping other authors, helping them to get the writing done, and if publication is on their their list of their wish list, then, it's certainly helping them get there. But you yourself are a very soon to be published author with your debut book coming out in just under 2 weeks.
Yes. I think it's the 26th of August. So it is coming up really, really fast. So that's all very exciting.
Can you tell us a little bit about your book?
Yeah. So it's called The Washup, and it's coming out through Pantera Publishing. It will hit the bookshops on the 26th, I believe. It's also available in audiobook and ebook form. So it's set on Magnetic Island and in Townsville, which is the closest mainland city to Magnetic Island. And the tagline for it is a tragic accident in paradise or a calculated crime. Oh, dun, dun. So it's about a young woman. She's 30. Her name is Eve, and she's just still recovering from the death of her parents in a car crash 2 years earlier. And then so she's just ticking along, living her life, drinking too much, having real trouble getting out of her own way, all that fun stuff that we do when we're 30 and kind of at a bit of a loose end. And then there's a terrible, soon after the novel begins, there's a terrible skydiving crash. And so Eve is convinced that it's not an accident. And so this is kind of the rest of the book is her trying to figure out what happened in this awful crash and who was to blame, or was it an accident? And she kind of loses the plot quite a few times through the novel, makes some really bad personal decisions. And so it's about her trying to figure out that sort of central mystery while trying to also maintain her own sanity, which is tough.
Mm-hmm. Sounds exciting. I can't wait to read it.
Congratulations. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it is exciting. I hope readers love it. It's very terrifying having something that you've spent such a long time on and put a lot of blood, sweat and tears into, see it go out in the world, and just hope that it does well. So I hope that everybody gets a real kick out of reading it. Yeah.
And how long did you work on your manuscript before you started submitting it?
Probably about 18 months, I think. Sort of part-time. I was a couple of days a week working on it when I was kind of on maternity leave too. So I started doing that on my maternity leave. So it took a while. And then it took about 18 months after that to find a home in publishing. So yeah, it's a long process, as you guys know. So, but it's all very worth it at the end of the line. Mm-hmm. And all of those edits and drafts, oh my God, they go on and on and on. But then eventually you have something worthwhile in your hand, which is a really great feeling.
Has there been any elements or aspects of this publishing journey that you've gone through so far that's really surprised you?
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And I guess the biggest surprise, as somebody who is new to publishing, I think when you're writing, when you're in the middle of writing your book, you think that you don't know what you're doing and that the people in publishing know what they're doing. And then you get your foot through the door and then you have this team around you. And then you quickly realize that they know what they're doing, but it's really hard. It's impossible for anybody, even publishing veterans, to predict the next big thing or to create the next big thing, right? So before I had anything to do with formal publishing, I just assumed that everybody was smarter than me and better than me. And that's not the case. Everybody's just doing the best that they can. And some things take off and go gangbusters, and other things that a publisher or people in publishing will think will do really well doesn't. And nobody can really explain why, because that's just culture. Mm-hmm. Culture and zeitgeist is a total mystery to even people at the center of it. So that was quite illuminating. And everybody's doing their damnedest to get you the best sort of awareness and profile that they can. But it's so unpredictable. So I kind of didn't realize that level of unpredictability until really just very recently. So that was a learning curve. Yeah.
Yeah, and it feels like the way you've described that it would both take the pressure off and on at the same time, like, because then you can focus on things that you can control, like making it the best version of the work and collaborating with the publisher and the publicist and, you know, doing everything you can to get the book out there or making it, as I said, as good as it can. And then the other stuff like the culture, the zeitgeist, what's hot, what's not, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there was I think it was Andy Warhol who said, like, somebody asked him a similar question, like something about, you know, how is he so popular or whatever. And his answer to that was, oh, you know, I just make stuff. Other people decide if it's art. And while they're deciding whether or not it's art, I just keep making stuff. So that's, I think, the best that we can all do. We just keep doing what we can do. We, you know, write what you know, all of those old adages, just keep pushing with them, keep running with them. Try not to listen too much to the noise because you can't control any of that. All you can control is your own sort of work and your own ideas and your own output. And then just all you can do is cross your fingers. So yeah, just keep going, keep going.
That's such good advice. And I love that quote, the Andy Warhol.
Yeah,
I've
heard it before, so I really like it too.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's great. I always remember it when I'm sort of stuck. I'm like, oh, well, I'm just going to do what I can. And then it's up to the universe, culture, zeitgeist, all the rest of it.
That's perfect. I like it. Thank you, Nicole. Thanks for looking after us this week.
Yeah.
And
my pleasure.
Very welcome and catering to our chocolate and cheese request.
Yeah, a special thanks for the chocolate and cheese.
It's what fuels writers, I think.
Yeah.
It's the secret formula.
Absolutely. Chocolate cheese and a bit of sneaky wine. And that's the secret ingredient to the good work.
In the absolutely perfect weather.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Idyllic. It is like paradise.
Yes, it's the perfect time of year to have residencies up here because it is lovely. The bugs aren't too bad. The animals are going a little bit mental though because it's breeding season, but that's always very entertaining. I love it. And the sunbirds come to your window and try and build a nest in your front doorway.
Yeah. Well, it's a very special residency, and I think we feel very grateful to be part of it on this second year that it's been here for. So thank you so much. And to the Roderick.
My pleasure. Thank you. Thanks, guys. Go forth. Do fabulous work. Eat the cheese.
Thank you for listening to the Book Deal podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the pod so you can receive updates as soon as our new eps drop. And to keep up to date with what the pod is doing, you can also find us on Instagram.